Good afternoon. I'm Christine Lindeman, the chairwoman of the Women's Fund of the Richland County Foundation. I welcome you to our annual Grants Award event. Due to COVID-19, we are getting creative and coming to you out here at DRM Productions virtually instead of in person. Today we will present the Joanne Dutton Award, our 2020 grants, and hear from people in the childcare industry. Last year, we started a 3-year commitment to fund an initiative to improve the quality and access of childcare in Richland County. The Joanne Dutton Volunteer Community Service Award celebrates and honors women who devote a significant amount of time and energy in a meaningful way to a local charitable organizations, which makes our community a better place to live. The award was named in honor of Joanne Dutton, the former executive director of the Mansfield YWCA. I would like to introduce Joanne's daughter, Kathy Goldman, to present this year's award.
The Joanne Dutton Award winner this year has made a truly meaningful and important impact on our community through her volunteerism. Though we know both her professional and her volunteer resume as honestly inspiring. Bridget Coles was selected as this year's Joanne Dutton Award winner by a committee made up of current and past members of the Women's Fund. During that process, Bridget has been described as an angel, gracious, caring, kind, compassionate, and having a view on the world with the best possible lens. She believes in the goodness of humanity, and everything she does looks to draw the best out of every one of us. As the Vocal Leadership Collective voiced in nominating Bridget for this award, Bridget is continually looking to improve our community. She wrangles with us all and makes sure we are tending to the details that make our service matter. She embodies service to community above service to self. In 2014, there was a shooting in the Johns Park area where Bridget grew up. The senseless shooting by juveniles compelled her to send emails to elected officials and to anyone who would listen to address youth violence in Mansfield. Through her efforts, the group Mend Mansfield was born. Government officials and agencies from all over the county came together in the name of Mending Mansfield. Bridget coordinated meetings, protests, walks against violence, as well as the Each One Reach One drive to distribute back-to-school shoe and book bags to 1,000 local students. Out of this work, she helped to launch and now volunteers with Mansfield Community Against Violence. This group has partnered with the Mansfield Police to develop a mentoring program for people on probation or parole. Bridget has a vision for a safer, better Mansfield and has initiated an entire series of programs to address community relations and police relations. Mend Mansfield eventually evolved into We Act. We Act has hosted many events, such as Spread the Light, to honor law enforcement and firefighters. They've made donations of supplies to a school in West Africa, hosted Safe Summer Fridays, made donations of supplies for homeless students at the Mansfield City Schools, and donations during the pandemic. We Act even collaborated locally with many organizations to provide COVID pop-up testing this summer. In May of this year, Bridget reached out to Dr. Beth Castle and Dr. Donna Hike, co-founders of Vocal, to secure backing for a community resolution on systemic racism as a public health emergency. The resolution was proposed to Mansfield City Council, but it failed to get approval. However, this did not dampen Bridget's enthusiasm for the cause, and she now is an at-large member of the Richland County Task Force on Racism. In addition to all her behind-the-scenes work, Bridget is familiar to all of us as the face of many, many worthy causes over the years, where she has volunteered to co-host and MC events in the community, both big and small. Bridget is always looking to improve our community, and we're lucky that she so graciously shares her vision, initiative, and follow-through with us. I'm sure that Joanne Dutton is smiling somewhere right now to see that Bridget's gifts to us are being recognized today. Congratulations to this year's Joanne Dutton Award recipient, Bridget Coles.
Thank you so much. This is truly an honor. I'm so humbled. I want to thank the group of amazing women who nominated me. They are absolutely wonderful. I'm also honored to receive this award from the Women's Fund of Richland County. It is a privilege to be part of a fund made up of dynamic women who support programs that benefit women and girls in our community. I consider each and every one of them my friends, but also my sisters in what we're doing for this community. I want to salute some very special people who have inspired me and shown me what community service truly means. WEAC co-founders Angel Singleton and Tim Holt, anti-violence community advocate and community organizer Kay Smith, NECIC executive director Deanna West Torrance, Mrs. Carol Payton, Tammy Puff, military veterans liaison for Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, also Area Agency on Aging Director Dewana Patton, the founders of Vocal, Dr. Beth Castle, Dr. Donna Height, Vocal members Amy Height, Crystal Weiss, Margaret Lamb, Tiffany Mitchell, Brenda Pine. I also want to salute Doc Stumbo and Superintendent of the Manchester City Schools, Stan Jefferson. I share this honor with other women in Richland County who are championing causes such as poverty, homelessness, racism, LGBTQ rights, healthcare, education, childcare, economic inequality, domestic violence, child abuse, and criminal justice reform. When I say to you, I love this community, I sincerely mean it. I absolutely love this community. And I believe that there is beauty and value in every human being. I am excited about the future of Richland County. And I look forward to continuing to do the hard work, working with all of my sisters in this community, also our community partners, to respond to the community needs with love, peace, respect, and understanding, with the hope that every person receives the compassion, encouragement, hope, joy, strength, and love that we all deserve for a thriving community. Again, thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you, Kathy, and congratulations, Bridget. Last year, the Women's Fund awarded our largest grant to Richland County Youth and Family Council for the Child Care Initiative. Here to talk about the impact of that grant is Kim Washington, the director of North Central State College Child Development Center, and Velma Bond, the director of the Mansfield Area Wide Child Care Program.
Hi, I'm so privileged and honored that you have an interest in childcare. The Child Care Committee came out of the Youth and Family Council with Teresa Alt leading that, and Velma and I are participating on that committee. So the first thing that impacted me that was so exciting about talking about childcare, Velma and I we've served many of the women that are on this Facebook Live, actually. We've served your families over the years, but we first came together, many of us from family and child agencies, to just talk about what the needs of our community would be. And Velma and I served on that, and it was such a great opportunity to spend a full day with the Women's Fund, who cared about what was going on in our community. So I wanted to thank them for that. Then the Youth and Family Council then actually received grant. They were on a second year of a grant, but the first year they were able to share those funds with childcare programs that they had to request it. For many of the programs, we're looking for Step Up to Quality, which is a star rating system that's in the state of Ohio. And so for the Child Development Center here on campus, we were very excited about applying for those dollars, because in our specific situation at the Child Development Center is that we had many children and families that are experiencing trauma in their life. And we are always working to figure out, how can we support the family? How can we support the children so they're successful for their next experience when they move on to kindergarten? Since we serve we serve prenatal through 5. we were able to apply for the dollars and we received that, and we were able to provide yoga for our children here at the Child Development Center. And that may sound like yoga, but the impact of that opportunity to have Stephanie, who was the instructor, come into our building twice a week. We were able to purchase mats for every single child, and they have kid-size mats. And just the beginning, we were all going, oh, this is not going to work. They weren't staying on their mats. And there was just so many things we had to learn about, such a structured kind of a yoga training for kids. We put flyers out to families. The families were all excited. And then at the end, until COVID actually hit us, just the documentation of the growth of the children, how they were calming themselves down. They were doing it after Stephanie, the instructor, left. They'd ask the teachers, may I have my mat, please, so that I can calm my body down. It is the most natural thing that we could have just experienced with our children doing yoga. And then the last thing I want to share with you about our experience with COVID, childcare programs were either pandemic childcare, or we came back later. And the children that were able to come back, the first thing they ask, can we get our yoga mats out? Can we do some yoga? And so it's going to be an impact for a very long time. And I'm hoping that when this is over, that we can invite Stephanie back into our program to continue that practice of helping children calm their bodies down who have experienced trauma. Thank you so much for those dollars. We really appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. The Mansfield YMCA is very thankful for the Women's Fund grant. It was a huge impact on all of our locations. At the time of the grant, we had 11 locations open, and we were able to receive funds for 5 of those locations. We were fortunate enough to purchase language development, gross motor, and fine motor for our early learning childhood programs, which serves children from ages 6 weeks to 5 years old. Study shows that the first 5 years of a child's life is the most important part of their growing up. We were also able to provide STEM equipment for our preschool program, our pre-K program, with the focus on science and math for those children. Our school age program, we're able to get computer software. A lot of the children are out right now. We do have kids here on the hybrid learning, so some days we have school agers here all day. So we want to keep the learning curve going for those children. Also, the cost of hiring a new staff person is around $500 to $600. So we were able to inquire for funds to be able to bring on new staff. A lot of times when people are looking for jobs, they don't have the money up front to be able to afford that cost. So with the grant, we were able to help them out with that cost and get them started. So that was a great impact for us. We're also, our current staff, we were able to get them some more trainings. We are a Step Up to Quality program. We have 11 locations. We have, most of our locations have 3 or more stars. So we're very fortunate, and we're very thankful for the Women's Fund grant to help us to be able to provide quality care in our child care programs. And I also have a quote that I always leave with my staff. It's important, and I believe where a child starts out in life has a lot to do with where they end up.
Thank you, Velma. Thank you, Kim. We are very grateful for your partnership. Now I'm going to invite my Vice Chairwoman, Heidi Jones, to present this year's grants.
Thank you very much, Christine and Velma and Kim and Kathy, and a warmest congratulations to Bridget. Well, COVID did not slow down the Women's Fund this year. We are excited to announce that we have again awarded $25,000 to the Richland County Youth and Family Council for its child care initiative. This year, the grant will help to fund a mentor and the resources needed to provide support to in-home child care providers right here in Richland County. In its strategic plan, the Women's Fund committed 3 years of investment to make quality, affordable, and accessible childcare available to all women and families. The Women's Fund decided to invest in childcare following a community survey, focus groups, and several strategic planning sessions. Accepting the grant is Teresa of Richland County Youth and Family Council. You good? Yes? Okay, congratulations. Next up, Avita Health Foundation. Avita Health Foundation received a grant to buy clothing and personal hygiene items for women who are victims of violent crimes and are cared for by its forensic nursing program. Every 2 minutes, someone in the United States is sexually assaulted. Avita's forensic services are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in a private, dedicated room in Ontario's Hospital Emergency Department. These services are available to individuals of all ages and genders, and there is no charge for a medical forensic exam. Accepting the grant today is Tammy Robertson of Avita Health Systems. Congratulations. Okay, next up, Catalyst Life Services. Catalyst Life Services opened Veronica's House earlier this year. It is an inpatient detox and withdrawal management center for women. They received a grant to provide books, workbooks, and journals to educate women about the disease of addiction. Through this, they aim to empower and equip their residents on their road to recovery and to rebuilding their lives. Accepting the grant is Elaine Serber, Jen Howe, and Laura Montgomery. Congratulations. And next up, North Central State College Foundation. The North Central State College Foundation received a grant for its Great Start program. The NCSC Foundation will offer families financial support for their childcare needs. The program will offer a hand up to women and families in need for up to $200 a year to aid in the cover of childcare expenses. Accepting the grant is Chris Copper of the North Central State College Foundation. Congratulations. Thank you very much, and I'll turn it back to Christine.
Congratulations to all the grant recipients and to Bridget Coles, the Joanne Dutton Award winner. With this year's awards, the Women's Fund has now granted more than $446,000 to programs and nonprofit agencies to empower women and girls. Without the generosity of our donors, we would not be able to make these grants. I'm going to now invite our fundraising committee co-chair, Carol Payton, to talk about our new campaign, Lifting Women Up.
Hello. My name is Carol Payton, as she said, and I'm one of the founding members of the Women's Fund. I can't believe it's been 24 plus years since we came together as a group of women thinking that we can make a difference by raising funds in our community, promoting philanthropy, and granting dollars to some worthy organizations. Well, since its beginning in 1996, the fund has encouraged giving opportunities for women throughout Richland County. And while we've also provided some grants, and we really appreciate tremendously and thank our many donors and our advisory committee members, both past people and present, for helping us to accomplish our work in improving the quality of women in our county. We are currently conducting a brand new fundraising campaign called Lifting Women Up. We want to grow our endowment to $2 million so that we can make a larger impact with our grants. You've heard of the many grants that we made just today, but we want to make that impact even larger. And I want to say that we're pretty proud to share that we have 100% participation from the current Women's Fund Advisory Committee. What we'd like to do is to respectfully ask you that you consider a financial gift to the Women's Fund in any amount that's comfortable to you. You can donate directly online richlandcountyfoundation.org, or you can write a check to the Richland County Foundation, or you can find one of us on the street and give it to us. And just note your Women's Fund donation on the memo line. Please help us continue to support and lift women up in our community. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Carol, and thank you everyone for watching our grants award presentation today. On behalf of the Women's Fund, we would also like to thank those who have served and are serving in our armed forces. Happy Veterans Day.